What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Hope you're all doing very well. I'm still pretty sick, but we're just heavily medicated, you know. We're going to push our way through it. So we're going to talk about Ret Pally today. I want to talk about Ret Pally and the new Dragonflight talent tree. I want to talk about a couple different builds that I was sort of looking at and some of the problems that exist for the Paladin trees right now, because there's some big problems going on here with the trees that are going to need to get fixed before this is even going to be sort of usable in game. So let's talk about it. Number one, the most glaring problem that I've sort of been noticing for sure is that Avenging Wrath doesn't work correctly. So this is your major cooldown, of course. If you end up taking Sanctified Wrath in the class tree, and you also end up taking Crusade in the spec tree, then it cancels out Sanctified Wrath. Also, if you take Crusade, it takes it from a 2-minute cooldown, which it normally is. Avenging Wrath is a 2-minute cooldown in Shadowlands, right? And it takes it to a 3-minute cooldown. Let me show you really right here. Also, let's look at the tooltip really quick. If I don't have Crusade, call upon the light to become an avatar of Retribution. Each holy power spent causes you to explode for 2,000 damage. Okay, that's what Sanctified Wrath does. Okay, everybody with me there? And it extends the duration of wings to 25 seconds. If I take Crusade now, excuse me. Let's take Crusade. Now it says, call upon the light. Each holy power spent increases your haste, which is what Crusade does. While active, each holy power spent causes you to explode. Now, it says that it's still doing the Sanctified Wrath thing, but it's not. It's not, because I've tested it on the dummies here, and there's no Sanctified Wrath registering here. Also, it is now a 3-minute cooldown instead of a 2-minute cooldown. Let's just show you right here. I'm going to pop it. Okay. Each holy power I spend, I should make me explode. I'm not exploding. I'm not exploding, guys. Let me hit Templar's Verdict here. I'm not exploding. I should be exploding right now every time I use a thing, but I'm not. So it is 100% not working, which is unfortunate. And it's also making it a 3-minute cooldown, which is unfortunate. Let's check the damage over here. All the other things are working quite well, but you can see here there is no Sanctified Wrath explosions going on. That's really what I just want to focus in on. Final Reckoning's there. Templar's Verdict is there. Wake of Ashes, Divine Storm. Yada, yada. It's all there. But we're not getting the benefit of Sanctified Wrath while we have Crusade spec'd. And it makes it a 3-minute cooldown. Like, why? I don't understand why. So that's very bugged. I've sent Blizzard several bug reports on this now. So just know that that's the first major problem for Ret Pally. I mean, this is their entire cooldown. This is their big cooldown that they get is Avenging Wrath. Without Avenging Wrath, Ret Pally is kind of like a wet noodle. So that's problem number one. They need to fix that. Problem number two is that it feels like there's a bunch of abilities that are on the talent tree here that just don't do a whole lot. So, for example, Seal of Wrath. Judgment has a 25% chance to throw a second hammer. It sounds very cool, but it doesn't really do a lot of damage. Seal of Wrath is way down here. It did 0.2% of my damage, and that's only a 35-second test, but like extrapolate that over a 4-minute fight, it might end up doing 1% of your damage if it stays like that on average. So, like, that's really bad. Like, why would I take that? Yes, getting a second Judgment Throne does give me extra holy power, so that is kind of cool. That's maybe the only real reason to take Seal of Wrath is to say, okay, and I'm not worried about the damage. I just want the extra holy power generation. That is a good reason to take it. But it's just, why put any damage on it at all if the damage is going to be that low? Like, if it's going to end up being 0.2% of my damage, like, why? Like, either up the damage or double the holy power that it could give you, or something. Like, up the chance that it's going to give you holy power. I don't know. It just feels like don't put damage on it if it's going to be that low. So that's kind of lame. Sanctification, I can't tell if this is good or not. I think it's good. I'm getting about 0.62 to 0.65 holy power per second, which is actually quite good. And I think sanctification is contributing to that, but I actually have can't tell. Like I literally have no idea if it's helping or not. So I think it is, but I don't really know. We could change our Avenging Wrath now. What else was I going to complain about up here? Oh, Exorcism's really bad. I tried this in the dungeon. You're going to see dungeon footage in a minute. I tried Exorcism in the dungeon. It's really rough, guys. Like, I don't think it does that much damage overall. I don't even think did I use it here? I didn't even press it. It just... What you're trying to do is get the Consecrated Blade. So you press Blade of Wrath when Art of War procs, and it will give you a consecration. And then you're going to try and hit Exorcism while they're in there. Because the damage over time effect of Exorcism will apply to all nearby enemies if the target that you're targeting is standing in your consecration. So what I found throughout the dungeon was that I would rather just be pressing my other buttons. I'd rather just be pressing Final Reckoning into Divine Toll, into big Divine Storms that are all getting Tempest of the Lightbringer procs. Like, trying to, like, get the consecration down in the right spot so that I could trigger my Exorcism was just really freaking annoying. And then on the end of the day, I don't think it did that much damage. And it's either because I didn't do it well enough, like I didn't get the consecrations in the right spot, or it just doesn't do a lot of damage at all. And so it's like, what's the point then? Like, what is the point of this button if it's not going to do a crazy amount of damage? It's a 20-second cooldown. It should do a lot of damage, but it's not doing anywhere near the kind of damage that Divine Storm does. Divine Storm does 12,000 damage to all nearby enemies. Exorcism is doing, 6,000 plus 8,000 over 12 seconds, but it's the setup that kills you. Yes, that is a lot of extra damage, but the setup is what's killing me. It's so difficult to get it set up properly. So Exorcism is also a very frustrating button. Other parts of the kit are working very, very well. So Wake of Ashes plus Ashes to Dust is really great. This is the tier set bonus, half the tier set bonus. Art of War resetting Wake of Ashes is amazing. The other part of that, giving you Seraphim, is also very, very good. That's very awesome. Judgment Empowers. This is the Necrolord ability coming through from Shadowlands, but it's tied to Judgment now. So you throw Judgment, and then your next Templar's Verdict will trigger Divine Storm. It's pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's good enough, in my opinion, to take. You only get it every 30 seconds, but it was pretty good there. Final Reckoning is good. Divine Toll is good. I tried Execution Sentence with Executioner's Wrath, which is the new cleave effect. So you throw Execution Sentence down, and then you blow all your cooldowns. Try to get as much damage within 8 seconds as you can. And then once Execution Sentence ends, it obviously accumulates a bunch of the damage that you did. And then it will also cleave that to nearby enemies within 8 yards. So it's all nearby enemies. So sounds really good. I tried it a couple times in the dummies. It feels terrible to me. It feels like the damage of this thing is just not good enough. Again, maybe I'm playing it horrifically wrong, but I don't think so. I'm not playing it that poorly. I think it's just not that good. So there are some major problems here with this tree. I didn't go down the single target route because I was doing a dungeon. I haven't tried pure single target. This is like the single target route down here. Getting Final Verdict at Vanguard's Momentum. I don't know, guys. There's some great stuff here. Like the Wake of Ashes stuff is good. I think Incandescence is good. Or sorry, Sanctification I think is good. The Judgment Talents are good. Zeal's fine. Improved Judgment, whatever. Holy Blade. The new Defensive is good. Getting a Consecration off Art of War seems fine. Getting an extra Holy Power from Seal of Wrath, pretty good. Empyrean Power is great. Tempest of the Lightbringer sending out those Divine Storm missiles in Mythic Plus is great. Divine Toll, Final Reckoning, and Ashes to Ashes, they're all good, but Execution Sentence is pretty bad. Exorcism is quite bad. I think Execution Sentence and Single Target might be really, really good. So, because you take this thing, right? Templar's Verdict extends the duration. So, that's probably really good. But, Exorcism is pretty horrific. Crusade plus Sanctified Wrath It just doesn't work, which is awful. Let's test right now and see if Sanctify Wrath works at all. So now we have regular Avenging Wrath. Let's see if it works here. I'm not actually sure if it does. Okay, I'm going to spend Holy Power. Okay, I think I exploded there. Yeah, I think I'm exploding. Sorry for the cough, guys. Like, the damage isn't that bad, right? It's not that bad. That's what's interesting, right? Okay, now Avenging Wrath is down. The damage is actually fine. I still don't see it here. Like, I don't see the explosions from Sanctify Wrath. That should register as a DPS contributor here, and I don't see it. Incandescence is there. Reckoning. Hammer, melee, exorcism, consecration, final, Templars, divine. It's not there. Like, this is not here. It looked like I was actually exploding there. Unless I'm missing something, guys. Unless I'm completely stupid and I'm missing something. Let me know in the comments below if you're seeing something that I'm not. But I don't see it here. So, my take here is that Sanctify Wrath is very bugged. That's what I think is going on here. It's like super giga bugged. And that's a problem. They need to fix that for sure. They also need to fix this idea of Crusade making your Avenging Wrath 3 minutes instead of 2. Like, why is that happening? I don't understand. So that's a problem. That's a problem. There's some problems with the Ret Paladin tree. But the damage is still fine. That's what's interesting. You saw the damage I was doing right there. What ended up being, 40, 50K, which is fine in AoE. That's actually okay. Those are good numbers to have. So I think, like, it's an interesting conundrum, right? Where it's like like half the kit doesn't seem to be working, but it's okay because it seems to be that you're still able to do a lot of damage anyway, which is kind of nice. So I'm not really sure kind of what to even think about that, but I think that there's a lot of problems with the Ret tree, like I was talking about. I'll get to them in a minute. I just want to show you guys some damage here. Like, we're doing 34K AoE there. I'm trying to do exorcism stuff in this clip, like really trying to get it going, and it just didn't feel good at all. It's like so much better for me to just press Divine Storm. Like, hands down, not pressing Divine Storm is a massive DPS loss. That's the bottom line. So, like, why even have exorcism then, right? Like, why is it there? If it doesn't contribute enough damage, then it shouldn't be there. Because, like, I could just spend my time pressing a Holy Power Generator, which will get me back to Divine Storm quicker, right? That's just better. That's just better than pressing Exorcism. So, very disappointing. Here's some boss damage here. I ran out to do the Ballista because I thought we'd have to... Okay. On this fight, by the way, when he starts casting Eruption, you can see the game's warning me. He's casting Eruption. He does like a pulsing damage. Watch, we're going to get hit right here. First pulse. Second pulse is coming through. Boom, it almost kills us all. Look at those health bars. You have to stop him from doing that with the ballistas that are positioned around him. You can see 2 of them right there. So, you can see there's 2 of them. One's over there to the left, one's over to the right. So that is the main mechanic on this fight, just so you know, in case you guys weren't aware. Our boss damage is okay here. I screwed up because I ran out to do the ballista at the wrong time, so let's not worry about that. Again, the damage, guys, Blizzard has recently announced that they're basically done with the design process for the talents in Dragonflight, which might be bad news for some Ret Paladins. I don't think the designs are actually bad at all. Again, all of my complaints this video, I think, have primarily been about the tuning. So the tuning of Exorcism, the tuning of Execution Sentence, the tuning of the extra talent that gives you, throws an extra judgment at enemies, right? Sorry, that's called Seal of Wrath, Like, the damage tuning on that is really, really low. It needs to be bumped up a little bit, right? The tuning on Exorcism needs to be bumped up. The tuning on Execution Sentence, the cleave part, which is called Executioner's Wrath, that needs to be bumped up a bit. We did have a huge... Here's some good AoE here. So we're doing 30k. We're getting big Divine Storms off. Again, I'm trying to get Exorcism off. I just wasted like 3 seconds of DPS there because I'm trying to do Exorcism and I'm not casting Divine Toll. You know, it's all wrong, guys. But I'm just trying to experiment. This is why I do this stuff, right? I think we understand that Divine Storm does a lot of damage, but I was trying to see, like, can I weave in the Execution set or Exorcism and make it work? Like, can I do that? And the truth is that it just feels really clunky, and it's not because the numbers are so low. It's not worth pressing those buttons. It's not worth trying to line up a consecration into a Exorcism. It just doesn't work. This bug's out right here. Boom! We had a massive bug there, so we got to reload. Let me come back. Everybody dies. We do end up fighting the boss here, but this is like my big problem with Exorcism. So again, I do think if they tune it really well, I think Exorcism could be great. It could be really great. I just think that they've got to do that. They've got to get the tuning right now. Again, Blizzard has said that they've moved into the tuning phase now, so maybe they'll get it right. Who knows? This is the boss fight here, Raging Tempest. Our single target damage here is actually pretty good. This was a good showing. We do about 28k. I think we go down to 25k later, but that's what ends up happening here. Excuse me again, guys. Sorry about that. So, good damage for single target. I mean, that's actually fine. And it shows that Ret Paladin can hold their own in that single target environment. Because of the talents that I took here, it did feel like I got the reset on Wake of Ashes or on Blade of Justice. It just, those resets really help everything out. Like, it makes the whole experience so much smoother. So, similar to Windwalker Monk, Ret Paladin has a lot of little buttons now that are helping to give you, like, 1 holy power here, or they refund 1 holy power over there, or they'll an extra judgment will get thrown, which will generate 1 additional holy power. It's like a lot of these little talents that are all working together to help you have a smooth gameplay experience when it comes to your holy power generation plus how you're going to spend it. So that was really cool. Here's the last couple of trash packs before the third boss. Again, we're doing good damage here. This is 80k right now, right? So this can do damage. I think if you play it correctly, which is to say, don't press Exorcism right now because frig, man, it just seems to be really bad. So I'm doing lots of damage here. I'm happy about it. Warrior doing lots of damage. Arms Warrior. They're probably going to get nerfed. Like, this is, again, Blizzard is into the tuning phase right now. They're going into that. So probably all the Warrior specs are going to get nerfed a little bit on tuning. And specs like Survival Hunter and Ret Paladin, I think, are going to get buffed a little bit. Again, we're doing 51k here AoE. Very happy with that. That seems to be a fine number to me. But the Warrior ends up doing like 150k here, which is probably not the design intention from Blizzard. So they're going to be nerfing that stuff. Just remember that. Yeah. Right now, it's just too bad that certain skills are essentially not working, right? Which is the Sanctified Wrath. Like, I'm missing all my Sanctified Wrath damage in this dungeon. It's not happening. I have Sanctified Wrath and Crusade. So my Avenging Wrath was 3 minutes in this dungeon instead of 2. And Sanctified Wrath wasn't procking. So it's like, I was missing like probably 15-20% of my damage. I bet. This boss fight's pretty cool. This is Tira and Maruk. If you looked at my video earlier on this, they kind of protect each other while doing their big signature abilities. So you can see he's going to fear everybody while she jumps out to do her big signature ability. Okay, Gale Arrow. In a second here, she's going to protect him, repel right here, while he does his big ability, which you have to kick. You have to kick her. She knocks you back with this wind, and it keeps pushing you back, and you have to get somebody to kick it. So I use my horse to get back in there and kick it. So some really cool mechanics on this fight, honestly. It's pretty fun. Very frustrating fight for melee because the bosses jump around a lot. You can see the BM Hunter is just clapping, which is really good. Again, I think the BM Hunter might need to get nerfed a tiny bit, but actually the numbers aren't like super crazy for them. So not bad. we'll see what Blizzard kind of does as they're heading into this tuning phase. Let's head towards the last boss, and then we'll jump out of here. I did just want to show you kind of this full dungeon, and you guys could see exactly what it felt like when we're in here. Again, this is beta, guys. It's always important to remember that this is beta, and everything is going to change. What you want to be asking right now, the questions you want to be asking is, how does the spec feel to play? Does it feel good to play Ret Paladin? And the answer to that question is, yeah, it does. As I was saying, there's so many little talents and stuff that have smoothed out your holy power generation. You have things like Divine Purpose, which have a chance to give you a free holy power spender. I've got that Empyrean Power, which Crusader Strike has a chance to give me a free Divine Storm. Judgment has a chance to throw in additional Judgment, which generates more holy power. Blade of Justice has a chance to reset itself with the tier set bonus that I'm getting. Ashes to Ashes, all that stuff. So that's really cool. It also obviously has a chance to reset Wake of Ashes, which is very powerful. So there are so many little talents that help smooth out the holy power generation and the rotation in general for Ret Paladin, and it feels really, really good to play. That's the main thing. It does feel good to play, even without haste. And Ret Paladin is arguably one of the worst specs in the game without having significant amounts of haste. It's similar to Enhancement Shaman. It just feels so frustrating to play when you don't have any haste. So Survival Hunter would be another one like that. So there you go, guys. That's kind of Ret Paladin in a nutshell right now. I think that there's a lot of problems with the tree. They need to tune Exorcism higher. They need to tune Execution Sentence, the cleave for that, much, much higher. That needs to go up. They probably need to tweak the damage, I think, of the Seal of Wrath, which is a Judgment, has a chance to throw an additional Judgment. They need to either get rid of the damage on that and just make it a guaranteed chance to get multiple holy power, or just up the damage of that a little bit. On top of that, they really, really do need to fix Crusade plus Sanctified Wrath on the class side of the tree. Those things are completely broken right now. Need to get fixed. So that's Ret Paladin. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have been giving me. Let me know what you think about Ret Paladin in the comments down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one.